Three, two, one. Hi guys, it's Kari Elsie here. Welcome to Plightcast 21. It is Saturday, January 31st, the end of the year, or rather, end of the month. Excuse me. Wow, wow. Um, we're here today with a very special guest, Doom Quasar of Polygon fame, but also you will know her as Simone from Pixel Kid. So
Yay!
yeah,
I doubt
yeah.
that I'm famous on Polygon anymore because I have had no time and I feel so bad about it. But thank you, thank you.
And then we're also with Cobaltios too.
Hi guys.
So we're gonna before we start with our normal usual what did we watch like this week? I actually wanted to take a little bit of time to just say a shout out to Monty Loom. Monty, unfortunately, is in critical condition, at least from what we heard of last night. Uh, Cobalt, do you know like the details of it thoroughly?
They haven't given out any information right now. They just know he's in critical condition in the hospital. Um, However, there's been a fundraiser made to help him with the funds for his treatment. And as of last night, so like literally in 6 hours, they've managed to raise over $141,000 for his treatment. So I would say he's in good hands at this point.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
wish him speedy recovery on that.
The URL for that, I'm not sure when this is going up, but
Oh,
the URL is
I have it.
gofundme.com/Monty and Sheena. Sheena,
Yes.
Sheena. So,
Okay, yeah. So
Good.
go
Yeah.
go to the link to sponsor him. I will personally drop it um, on both the podcast on iTunes and Stitcher, excuse me, and as well as I'll drop it in the post once it goes up. So yeah,
mm.
go fund him. We wish him the best.
Any amount, even if it's small, because any amount will help.
Agreed. Agreed. With that being said, we'll start with you, Cobalt. What have you been up to?
Unfortunately, I haven't really watched a whole lot since most of my time was spent playing games and watching various Twitch streams. But as I do have some RSS feeds for various webcomics, I have had some new ones pop in. So um, I'll start with one of them that I have gone through. It was for this webcomic called Sanjo and Woo. I'm sure most of you already heard of this one since I mention it fairly often. They concluded one of their arcs and kind of jumped into a new one. And what was funny about it was that so the whole arc basically features this other character, and she's kind of a poor character, like in the sense that she's in poverty and all that, and it kind of explained like how her life is and all that. And so at one point, one of Sandra's friends, Larissa, who apparently is a very is a pyromaniac in some regards. So the recent arc basically involves what was it? Some kind of workshop involving um, persuasion or something, and it apparently somehow it involves fire or something. I don't know the exact details, so they haven't
Cool.
really got into it. It's kind of made some allusion to it or something. And one of the funniest parts about this was before it goes into this like secondary arc, they had this perfectly done breaking the fourth wall in the sense that it wasn't so much that they acknowledged the person reading it, but they're like, oh, we can't let the person reading it know what my plan is, so I'll just break the fourth wall. So you have you have the character grabbing an axe, going to like breaking the fourth wall. Next, the last panel is just static.
Interesting.
I
That's really
love that one.
interesting.
It's a little twist on that one, so that was very well done. Um, the other one I'm reading, not this one concluded another arc, so there's two arcs have been completed. This was the whole trial arc in My Life with Val. I'm not sure if I should go into all the details because it would take me a few minutes to really kind of explain like what happened and exactly all the details involved. But if you guys don't mind, I'll try.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
I'll
so
try to understand.
um, okay, so the general plot of the whole webcomic involves the characters Al and Fel, who one of which is a hybrid of a tiger and a person. So there's like this whole thing going on, and so basically, for some reference, the hybrids are basically the genetically created soldiers. They used animal DNA mixed in with human DNA to create these people. But as a result of this, another party got wind of this, and they tried to kind of shut them down. So a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of these hybrids are now on the run, and Fel kind of found Al by chance, I guess. One of the other hybrid tried to kind of intervene, but how should I put this? It didn't really work out, so she had to go somewhere else. Also, note that all the hybrids are female. I don't remember the exact details on why that is, but they just
Uh-huh.
are. So, as a result of her living in this new place called the Den, as it's called, um, apparently we find a lot more information about what they've been doing since their relocation, I guess you could say. And on top of that, this particular character, whose name is Mugger, she's a hybrid of a raccoon. Um, she winds up falling for this one of their benefactors, which is apparently one of the ex members of the who were kind of trying to shut them down in the first place. So, oh yeah, and he's missing one of his legs apparently, so he's in a
Oh,
wheelchair most of it. And she
interesting.
tries to help him by building a new one. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of hybrids who are still not too fond of humans still, so Muggers gets attacked by a group of them.
Uh-huh.
And you think, of course, that because we haven't really seen her do much combat, she wouldn't be good at it. But turns out she can more than handle herself. She has a bunch of neat gadgets that can handle this. And of course, another group of hybrids came in, found out what was going on, and then the whole trial started.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, we learned a little bit more um, about the actual workings of the whole den as well, since we apparently find out that engineering, which is the group Muggers is part of, apparently almost runs the whole thing in the background because without them, the whole place would kind of fall in on itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like they kind of maintain the place more or less. So,
And what was this webcomic called again?
My Life with Fel.
My Life with Fel. Okay, cool.
So yeah, so the ending of the trial basically involves Muggers is fine. She's considered innocent because she's doing self-defense, but the person who attacked her, Alpha, now apparently is exiled. And
Oh.
apparently, this is her third offense, as it turns out. So this was the first time she's been a bit nasty lately. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what goes on from there. So that was that webcomic, and I don't think there's anything else. Let me just actually check to see if. No, I don't think so. Oh, actually no. There was another comic for Level 30 Psychiatry, but there isn't really anything too big about it, so I'll just leave it
Uh-huh.
there.
Well,
Other than that, not really a whole lot.
it sounds like a lot of comics, though.
It just no. I literally summed up essentially what has happened from the start of the comic to that point, because otherwise it won't really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah. Should I
But
talk about what I've been watching?
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. If anyone is following me on Twitter, you'll know that I am in the middle of a sports anime binge. So basically, I've been continuing in that vein. I am watching Ofuri now, and I totally love it. It's really cute baseball anime from 2007, and it is a total gem. It's a little more sporty, I think, than Haikyuu is. I watched Haikyuu a few months ago, and that's so far like the perfect balance for me between slice of life and sports with just really compelling characters. And Ofuri has great characters, but I find the baseball scenes a little bit slow sometimes. It's a lot of back and forth between I'm gonna get him to throw this pitch, I'm gonna throw that pitch because he told me to. But
Yeah.
yeah, really a good show, and I'm almost done with the first season of that. And before that, I finally watched Tsuritama, which is so wonderful. I was totally unfamiliar with it. It was a summer 2012 show, 12 episodes long, and I, as a sports anime watcher, expected it to be tragic and horrible and awful because that's all that ever happens in sports anime is children get hurt. And I cry about it. But Saritama just had it's about basically a little alien who comes to Earth, and there's this whole plot about them needing to go fishing to save the world. And I don't want to spoil it any more than that because it's incredible. It was just very, very strange and surreal and lighthearted and about friendship and fishing, and it made me really hungry. Don't watch it if you don't have anything to eat, because in literally every single episode, sometimes multiple times per episode, they eat delicious-looking food, and that was painful for me to watch. I think I spent more money on takeout that week. No, it was like 2 days. I watched it in 2 days. Yeah. And I think that pretty much sums up what I've been watching lately, minus season 3 of Kuroboss, which is airing right now. And third episode, fourth episode. Yes, Kuroko no Basket, basketball anime, which is my guilty poison. Yes. I started watching it because of an AMV that a friend linked, and she was like, "This has Macklemore, but it's actually a really good AMV." And I was like, "I'll take that challenge. I'll watch this AMV." And I was like, "Oh my god, this show is incredible." The show is not as incredible as the AMV, but I can't stop watching it. It's like it's poison, basically. I really enjoy it. I was watching it the other day, and I had a friend come over who was to do something else, but she had to sit through part of an episode, and she was like, "Simone, they're just standing on the court and talking to each other. This isn't basketball." And I was like, "Shut up! This is incredible. They're having a character moment." So that's basically me when I watch Kuroboss. I'm sitting there drinking and sobbing over people saying mean things to other people about basketball, because that's the level I'm at with Kuroboss. I find it very compelling. I love all the characters. There's a lot of good characterization in that show, even though the plot is a little bit the basketball games go on for a very long time in that show. Very enjoyable, though. I love it. Love it to death. Yep, that's me.
Okay, so of course, what was it? The Blizzard of 2015 came down to my door, and
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't that bad on my end. Probably like 6 inches or so, but in that time, I caught up to the second to latest episode of Al Noah Zero. I'm just happy that that Inoho is now starting to become what he truly is, which is like a cyborg. So now I'm just gonna call him Inoborg from now on. What else? I'm okay with all of like the plot contrivances that it took to get them to get them there. I don't care. I just want to see more of this, And I know people are gonna still have issues with the writing, but so far my suspense has. I'm okay with this, because at the end of the day, let's be flat out honest. It's a 26 episode series. There's no way that they're gonna kill off all the main characters unless they had a plan to resurrect like new main characters. And yeah.
There's no time.
No time.
I mean, like. There's a whole thing where they seemingly kill off like 3 of the main protagonists at the end of the first season, and it turns out they're all still alive. It's like,
yeah.
Okay, what happened?
I mean, everybody dies in that series and then like lives as long as they're a main character, and the first 3 episodes, people like die, die, and like New Orleans gets destroyed, like every single city gets destroyed, and then after that, everybody just like somehow avoids death. So
it's chill, it's cool.
Yeah. So I'm okay with this. Like I'm okay with that. So I did that. I finished up the Zaki-kun. The ending was well done.
God bless that show. Oh my God. Sorry, go on.
That's all right.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I remember ranking it as like my top anime of the year, and the ending pretty much vindicated that. It was weird because like it was one of the very few times I've ever just given something out before I've completed it, but I felt vindicated by doing that. So I've always said it before. I'll say it again. Go watch the Zaki-kun. It is pretty much in my opinion, like anime of the year for 2014.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have a question for you actually. So I had read that they were doing shorts, like 3-minute episodes after the main season ended. Do you know anything about that? Because I've seen like gifs of them, of scenes that I haven't seen of the show.
No, I haven't seen that yet. But if they have them, I'm gonna try to go look at them because
Yeah,
I
I
will.
think we should look for those.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Okay, I want a second season, but I want a second season either fall 2015 or around 2016. I want to
Mhm.
give them enough time that they can breathe and just be able to do a lot more of the gags because I mean it is literally lampooning everything that has to do with shoujo manga, and it
Yeah.
does it so well, so well.
It's in the sheer concentration of jokes per episode is incredible to me. I don't think there were a few scenes that were, more serious in character development that weren't funny, but then when it wasn't doing that, it was just like joke after joke after joke, and they were all so on point. I don't think I've ever watched a show that funny before in my life.
I think it's because it's self-aware of everything, right? Like
It
I think
really
one of the
is.
first two episodes, you were talking about how one person can ride a bike while the other one sits on there, and then they'll ride a bike together, and then
Yes.
Nizaki just gets the two bike wheel stuff as like a literal stuff as. And I just remember that died. I just because that is so perfect, right? Like that's that's,
Yes.
that's the obvious logical conclusion
Yeah.
to that, and
And I think what I love about it is that it does comedy in a way that only animation can do it, where they're doing the bike thing. That's only funny because we can physically see scene after scene after scene of them riding the bike in these stupid ways that are ridiculous. And it lets us see with our eyes how ridiculous that is. And I think that's just wonderful. God, what a
yeah,
good show.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
a comedy show then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Good.
comedy
I'll have to pick it up
romance.
then.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
I'm a
I
sucker
want
for
to
good comedy.
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll, I believe.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
find my other ways.
and Hulu. So, but
Yeah. Oh, cool.
also I would say that just like that last year, just to kind of point again, but yeah, comedy was on point last year. So if you have time, also go watch Seki-kun, but just take it in doses. But it's a good series.
Okay.
The other series that I watched, which is this little like unknown thing called uh Puella Magica Madoka Magica. I don't know.
No
Oh
one's ever heard of
yeah.
that before.
Yeah. It's all right. It's a 3 out of 5. Okay. So I'm joking about that. But
I
honestly,
actually haven't watched Madoka, so no
Question.
spoilers.
Carolson, was this the Japanese version or the English version?
I watched the dub. I watched it
Okay.
on Netflix. I will say this. Yes, Madoka Magica deserves all accolades. In fact, I am thoroughly surprised that nobody else ran with what they were going with, like with terms of how in terms of like the deconstruction setup, right? Like there's a lot to discuss about it, and I think it's already been discussed to death. But I will say that yes, it pretty much points out to a lot of questions that should have been asked at the first point and actually makes these a lot more interesting. I just think that it should have affected anime and animation in general for the industry a lot more than it did. I honestly would have thought there would be more deconstruction anime or things that kind of said why do we stick with the status quo,
Hmm.
but like no it's a gem. I suggest go watch it. I mean, if you haven't, you could take time to go watch it. I
It's
think,
on the list.
yeah.
It's
I was really impressed with how well Christina V played a Homura, by the way.
Actually, I was okay. Like, I know some people will complain about some adaptations, but I was okay with the adaptations. I think that it was a lot more. It was a more appropriately localized for the content than what normal dubs would do. Like, of course, a lot of dubs try to play it straight, but the way that I think that they tried to give off for Madoka Magica was that they're still like kids and like middle schoolers, and so they use things that like are appropriate for them, right? So I was thoroughly on board with that.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah. So I mean, I guess the only thing I hope that comes from it is that the movies just do okay enough that I could just say, you know what? Well, worst case, it does not ruin the TV series. But I think coming into it, up until like the last episode, I thought it should have taken like a couple of what is it, a couple of more episodes, probably 24, 26. But no, it actually felt a lot more conclusive by the 13th episode.
That's really
So
cool. I
yeah,
love a short series. Anything that can tell the story it needs to tell in 12 episodes, 13 episodes. That's the perfect length for me, frankly.
I
I
I
have a short attention span.
I don't know. I've always been a fan of the 24, 26, but then again, I've also been a fan of like 4 seasons should be just enough for any content
I'm
series.
so used.
Anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Have you
so.
guys watched Hunter x Hunter?
No,
I've
and
heard of
Okay.
it.
It's on my list. A bunch of my friends recently watched it, and I've had to watch them sobbing about it and talking about how it might be the best. I think, where if Madoka is a shoujo deconstruction, then Hunter x Hunter turns shonen a little bit on its head, and it sounds really interesting, but it's 148 episodes long.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
So,
yeah,
that's about a saga for me, really.
yeah,
yeah.
it's going to take me 10 years to watch it, but I'll do it.
Or a month, really.
Yeah.
Or I mean, there's always the manga itself. For me personally, I want to jump onto it, but the best way I could put it is that every single time I'm thinking, maybe I should do it. I hear like the author's taking a hiatus. I'm just like, and maybe this isn't. I mean, yeah. I mean, I will eventually watch it. I will eventually get to it. I highly doubt that before the end of like next year, I'll have not at least watch like 1 or 2 episodes of it.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that's pretty much it for me. I think anime wise and even like anything else in general. So with that being said, um, I wanted to talk something very, very funny about a video I recently kind of found. Um, so, oh, actually, before I talk about the video, there's one other person that we need to let go.
Oh,
Yeah, so once.
finally shut up.
Yes, yes, it is I, Solo, making his
Whoa.
dashing entry.
Better late than never.
Perfect timing too. Like we're just on the segue, but we can squeeze you in there.
Yeah, yeah. Solo. I was gonna say that. I'm okay with. I was gonna say that. With you with Al Noah Zero. Did you did you watch like have you watched the second season yet?
No, I'm not caught up. I only saw
Oh,
the first episode.
okay, then I think that's just enough. Or anyway, I was just gonna say that I'm okay with Al Noah Zero. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with all the plot contrivances because I just want it. I'm okay with that.
Hey man, they brought back Inoho. That's all I need. Alright.
What have you been watching lately?
Uh, Not a lot. Just some odds and ends.
Hmm.
I watched some OVAs. Like I watched the Waiting in the Summer OVA, which came out last summer. Um, it was it was okay. It's just a little side story. Um, and then what else did I watch? Um, what else did I watch? Oh, that's right. I started watching. I mentioned this on the forums, but I started watching Maria Holic.
Okay.
Oh, right. Isn't it called Maria Triple X Holic or something?
Well, it's Maria, and then it has what would you call it? Like a holy cross symbol,
Oh,
and then Holic. Um, but it's a comedy show. It's like I said on the forums. That show is out of control. Like it's complete nonsense. Um, but so, do you guys have any of you guys seen this show or heard of
I've
it?
I have
heard of
not
it.
even
It's
heard of
made by
it.
Clamp. That's all I know.
I'm looking it
Yeah,
up right now.
yeah. So I had no idea what to expect coming in. Like I didn't even know really what sort of genre it would be.
Hmm.
Sorry
Um,
for that. So Well, Safari kind of quit out on me,
It's fine.
or
Well,
rather
you're
the
back.
network. But yeah, so yeah, you were saying Solo?
Oh yeah, I was just talking about Maria Holic, which is, as I found out quickly enough, a comedy show. And so Maria Holic is about this girl whose name escapes me at the moment.
Kaneko.
There we go. Kaneko.
Wikipedia page.
There we go. Great save. But Kaneko is entering an all-girls academy. She's transferring in second year as a sophomore high schooler, and um, the reason why is because her mother went to the school, and her mother had nothing but great things to say about the school, and so she's coming in, and she has all these like dreams of what her high school life will be here, and one of them is that she'll find love here, which is interesting because it's an all-girls school.
Hey.
Until you realize that she's actually a raging lesbian.
Oh, there.
And
Explain
so, yeah, about 5 minutes in to being at the school, she meets like basically the most popular girl at school. This girl Maria, and she's like this
See
girl
where the
Maria is
title
like
is coming from now.
yeah, and Maria is like a saint, at least she appears to be one. Um, she's like really beautiful. She's a first year, so she's a Kaneko's junior, but she always acts really saintly and really proper and such. But so a little bit later in the episode, um, so she meets Maria, and Maria gives her a proper welcome, a nice welcome, and they kind of hit it off. And Maria asks her to meet up with her later so that she can give her a tour of the school, and maybe they can get to know each other a little better. Um, and so after her classes are done, Kaneko waits for her after class, and she never comes. And so she goes looking for her, and she kind of stumbles upon Maria's secret, which is that she's actually a boy.
Huh.
And
I saw that
actually,
coming.
and actually a very mean one at that.
Uh-oh.
But so Maria also discovers Kaneko's secret, which is that she's a lesbian. And so the two kind of well, first of all, Maria has this hostile takeover of Kaneko's dormitory room. She kicks out her other roommate so that she can, so in her own words, like monitor her 24/7 or something, so she doesn't let his secret get out. And so they begin this kind of hostile life of living together at this all-girls academy.
That is interesting.
Yeah, and it's hilarious. So, like for example, she's really rich. Like she actually lives well before she moved into Kaneko's dormitory room. She lived in a mansion that was kind of situated right next to the academy. And Maria has this maid, Maritsuka, that follows her around everywhere they go. And like Maria and Maritsuka, they have the weirdest relationship. So like, so obviously, like Maritsuka follows Maria around everywhere. Like they're inseparable. But like they'll just casually antagonize each other in the dumbest ways. So like they insult each other all the time. It's like Maria might do or say something that Maritsuka thinks is stupid, and Maritsuka will call her out on it just straight up, like, "What are you doing, you stupid retard?" And Maria will be like, "Shut the fuck up, Maritsuka. I'll kill you later." And it's like, what are these two like? They're supposed to be like, I don't know. They're like stooges or something.
A rude maid.
Yeah, and they kind of invert the harem tropes with Kaneko, because every time, Kaneko has a very active imagination, And so every time she meets a new character who acts even slightly nice to her, she starts thinking like, oh, this girl, she likes me. We may have a future together. We'll like get married, and we'll go on. Like she'll hold my hand, and we'll on the first date we'll go to the movies, and then on the second date she might take me for a walk in the park, and then on the third date, oh, maybe by the third date she'll have kissed me, and like this, like, well, slow down. You've met her for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they have like all the different they have a bunch of different girl archetypes, like that she herself is fully aware of, like the Megane, oh, the glasses girl. Ah, I met a glasses girl, and like all the tomboyish type. Man, it's just really funny. And another thing
Is
that's
that series still running or has it ended?
It's been a while since it's ended, actually.
yeah, it's finished. It has 2
Okay.
seasons though. It's 12 episodes each.
Yeah. I'd be interested to know how. I mean, I won't look up how it ends because spoilers, obviously. But I feel like my enjoyment of that would kind of hinge on how it ends.
Yeah,
If it ended satisfyingly for Kanako as a lesbian or not. But it sounds really interesting.
yeah, it's a really interesting premise, kind of
Mhm.
different.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool.
and then I watched a little movie called Expelled from Paradise.
Oh, that's one movie I wanted to go and watch because they had it in theaters, but I couldn't go there because of finals. So
Okay, so I figured you would have heard of this movie, Carlson, because you're up to date with the times.
yeah, yeah, it's I heard like I kind of understand the premise, but I heard it was really good though.
Yeah, have either of the have you
Nope.
two heard of it?
Not heard of it.
Okay, so this is a fairly recent movie. I think it came out in November in Japan.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
And it was written by Little Bucci of Madoka Magica fame and also All No Zero fame.
Hey.
Um, and so the other thing that's interesting about it is that it's 3D CG entirely.
Oh, really?
Oh. Huh.
Wait,
Um,
I
so
think
like
I
for
heard,
example, if you've seen
maybe I've
Knights of
heard of this.
Sidonia, Hmm?
Maybe, I don't know. What's it called again?
Expelled from Paradise. But yeah, so if you've seen like for example Knights of Sidonia, it's
Mhm.
comparable to that, or what's the other one, Arpeggio of Blue Steel, which are both also shows that are animated entirely in 3D CG. Um, Expelled from Paradise is like that, and for the most part, it works. Um,
Cool.
the only thing I would say is, so it's not nearly as good as you expect from something like Pixar, for example.
Mhm.
But mainly because I think the frame rate could be a little better. Um,
Uh, yeah,
yeah,
I with those 3D CGIs for anime, the frame rate always seems to like do a significant dip. Like they don't have the fluid motion that you would normally expect.
yeah. So yeah, the frame rate's maybe not up to par, but like overall, I think it looks fine. It doesn't look any worse than, like for example, Knights of Sidonia, which I think worked fine as well. So especially when it needed to most. So and so it's a fish out of water story basically.
Mhm.
It's the premise is that the majority of humanity currently lives in this, I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a space station of sorts orbiting above Earth that is not, it's not a physical space station. It's like a computerized digital world.
Mhm.
It's like a satellite that hosts a gigantic server mainframe where the majority of the human race has been computerized and they live in this satellite mainframe. It's
Oh.
called, yeah, it's called Deva. Um, and so I mean, life in Deva is like, I don't know, Second Life or something.
So a nightmare.
I guess.
A pornographic nightmare.
Oh God.
Yeah. So like, it's hard to describe, but like you have different worlds and such that people go to, and so like the protagonist is she begins the movie just hanging out on a beach,
Hmm.
um, and she is actually she actually works for the security organization for Deva that helps kind of maintain the peace and such. Um, and that sometimes that includes going down to Earth,
Hmm.
real Earth, to maintain the peace. And so she receives just such a mission because, as it happens, someone has been hacking into Deva uh, from down on Earth to. All they've been doing really is uh, making this announcement to Earthlings about some sort of what would you call it, like a colony ship that they've been
Hmm.
building that will allow them to explore the galaxy. But the head of the security organization finds that kind of it's not the I guess it's not so much the content of the announcement, at least initially. It's just the fact that they're hacking. They're hacking through security to
Yeah.
make this announcement. Um, and so the main character Angela, she gets these mission orders to deploy down to Earth, find this hacker, and stop him from continually hacking into
Uh-huh.
Deva to make these announcements. Um, and so she she gets sent down to Earth with some top of the line equipment, also like a combat suit, a battle mech suit. Um, and what's interesting is that they actually grow a body for her because, like I said, all of these humans are computerized.
Uh-huh.
So when they need to be in the physical world, a body is grown for them for their
Huh.
consciousness to exist in. Um, and she's kind of ambitious, kind of feisty, and so she actually shortens the growth time of her body a little bit. The estimate is like, oh, it's going to take 32 hours or something. It's like, oh, that's too long. Make it 24. And the computer warns her, like, oh, your body's going to only look like a 16-year-old. She's like, oh, that's fine. Um,
How convenient.
yeah,
I
so
know.
that's the excuse. Um,
Ay.
but yeah, so she gets this body. She climbs out, and once she's on Earth, and she encounters uh, well, so the other thing is that when agents go down to Earth to carry out missions, they're also they're assigned an agent who lives on Earth to kind of be as their to act as their partner in investigations. Um, and so her first step when she gets down on Earth is to find her partner. Um, and so turns out her partner is being chased by a gigantic horde of like bugs or something, scorpion bugs. Um, and he decided to lead them right towards her, where her
Huh.
pod dropped. Um, and so they don't hit it off very well
I'll
at
bet.
first. Yeah, she straight up calls him out on like sabotage or something. Like, oh, you sabotaged my mission, leading this bug horde at me. And it turns out he was just taking advantage of a situation because he knew that people actually eat the meat of those bugs down on Earth, and so he knew, yeah, he knew that she would take out the whole horde by herself, and that would allow him to sell all that meat and make gangbusters. So,
Oh goody, a money making ploy.
but it's like I said, it's a fish out of water story because she's used to living on Deva, where like anything that you want can be immediately generated for you. Like
Hmm.
she when they're talking about entertainment, for example, or like um simple pleasures in life. Like he like so when they when they settle down to eat something for the first time in the movie, she mentions that the things that she eats don't usually have taste. Um, and he finds
Huh.
this,
That's
yeah, and her
weird.
partner finds this really strange because, like, but she doesn't. He mentions, he's like, well, I mean, don't you like enjoying life or something like that? And she's like, well, I mean, I on Deva we can do anything. Like I've felt fundamental particles between my fingers, and I've traveled to the ends of the galaxy virtually and such. Like
Mhm.
I've had uh, crazy experiences that you wouldn't be able to have in a physical body. He's like,
Mhm.
well, maybe that's true, but you're missing out on simple pleasures like good food and like a good night's sleep and stuff like that. Um,
Good
and so it's
food
kind of
would be
like,
nice.
yeah,
I'm
and
so
so
hungry.
it's, yeah, it's kind of just clash
Mhm.
between this living in Deva and living on the physical world.
Yeah.
Um,
Interesting.
yeah, and so these people that are living on Earth, there's not very many of them, but they're scraping by a life, but they're able to enjoy simpler pleasures that the people on Deva literally would not be able to comprehend. Um, so it has interesting concepts that kind of keep it going, but it also has good action, which matters more to me.
Yay.
But yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Okay.
Did you have a video you wanted to talk about, AJ?
Yeah. There was a so I was searching on YouTube because I don't know why, and I ended up stumbling upon this video of the Polygon crew, like the whole what is it, press reset for the building of Polygon, and they put like the whole entire montage to what is it, to Madoka Magika's theme song.
Oh my
And,
god.
yeah, I never like. I was smiling so hard, and the thing is that it's like the perfect like intro like mix up where it's like they have like the edits and stuff like that there, and then they have like the whole what is it, like the whole brought to you by sponsors like you would see in like a normal anime clip from like from like a normal TV rip.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, it was well done. I just wanted to say it was well done. I ended up finding the guy on Twitter and just asked him a couple of questions. I put it on the plight. I mean, he really just did it for funs, but I liked it. I really liked it. I just wanted to say people should go check that out.
That's really cool. All right, I'll check it out later today.
Yeah.
When I'm not watching Over the Garden Wall, which I'm totally gonna do. Finally. It's been like 3 months I've been saying that. It's okay. It took me over a year to finally watch Saitama. I was like, it's gonna be the next one. It's gonna be the next one. Okay, it's gonna be the next. Freaking Yoapeta happened. I
Not a good
can't
show,
believe.
Peta.
Don't watch Yoapeta.
All right.
Sorry, I think I had this. No, you should watch Yoapeta, but you should not judge me or speak to me about it ever. Was it before the call started that I was ranting
Yeah.
about Yoapeta? It was before.
Yeah.
Yoapeta is interesting. I feel like it suffers from very poor pacing. The first season is very slow, and the second season, which is 15 episodes long so far, it's still airing, has covered 1.5 days of a 3-day bicycle race. Like, literally, this bicycle race started in season 1, and it's still going. It's been like 20 episodes now, more than that, way more than that. Oh my god. So the pacing is very poor. I love the character interactions, despite the fact that the art styles I find very discordant. The characters kind of look like they're all from different shows, but there are some really, really wonderful characters, really wonderful interactions, and that's really all I can say for it. Besides the fact that it makes me cry a lot, like people will mention it at work, and I'll burst into tears, and that's really not cool. Why is this happening to me? Why can't I quit bicycle anime? So yeah, I half-heartedly recommend it, just because once I feel like you hit a point in it where you're like, I'm stuck. I can never leave this show. But it took me a very long time to get there. As I told everyone before the call started, I was gonna quit after season 1, and then I learned a spoiler and I started watching season 2, and that was the point where I was like, well, okay, this is my life now. I'm going to buy a bicycle and I'm going to ride across the United States, and that's fine. That's my life. So, yeah, that's my feelings on Uapeta. My mixed
I will
feelings.
say that the pacing issue, that can be endemic to sports shows, I found.
Yeah, it definitely is. Haikyuu does not suffer from that, which I really appreciate. But Kuroboss definitely, and Ofuri definitely. So, and that's part of, I'm used to that at this point after having watched
Right.
all the sports shows, but I wouldn't
I
want
think
someone to
of-
go into it and expect some high, fast-paced bicycle races.
Yeah, I guess I would expect that.
Yeah.
Like, when I think of like Ice Shield 21, or even like Chihaya Fudu or something like that,
I
they're all
haven't-
known for spending.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I haven't watched the Eye Shield anime because I heard that I should just read the manga instead.
I've actually only read the manga. That's
Okay,
actually what I was
okay.
thinking about.
Oh,
when
good.
I-
Okay. Yeah.
It's a good manga. It's hilarious.
I've heard it's incredible. It's on the list. The list.
Yeah. I don't read a lot of manga, but I did read Ice Shield 21.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So also what is it? So as you guys may have heard, DreamWorks is like shutting down like 500 like their San Francisco office. Like it's over 500 people laid off. It's really really bad.
It is bad.
They're doing some massive restructuring. Like what is it? They're cutting down they're pretty much cutting down their movies to like only one this year, and then they suspend a whole bunch of other stuff too. It's crazy. It was like it was actually to the point where what is it? Like I how I put this, DreamWorks has not been in the best of straits, and the only and like I would argue that the only thing that has like the two things that have been buoyed them up, three things rather, would be like Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, and like How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
And like everything else from their IPs just have not even close to hit it. I mean, Penguins was just not that good for them.
The Madagascar bucks didn't pan out.
There's a great quote in this article that I found about the issue. The guy, why did I scroll up? Someone else talk while I try to find. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Quote: their movies are more often boy-focused, with noisy, grotesque elements, and successful DreamWorks characters are ogres, dragons, and penguins, says Steven Winsenberg. But I don't think that's completely fair. I mean, How to Train Your Dragon. Those are
that one was.
movies.
Yeah,
Those are really
Dragon was
wonderful.
probably one of the better ones. I think. Like, I think out of all the DreamWorks films I've seen, the Dragons movies have been were the better ones. I find.
But on the other hand, like, I watched the trailer for Home, and I'm really excited about it because, I mean, it has a black female character as the main character, but it doesn't look that funny from the trailers. I'm going to see it just because I want to support it and I want to support DreamWorks, but I don't know.
Is that their upcoming for this year?
What was that?
Is that their upcoming for this year?
That's the one that's coming out this year, and then I think they're cutting their production down to 1 or 2 films a year, which is not... I mean, it is a lot of work, but it's not a lot of movies.
I think Dragons is getting the 3rd season sometime this year as well.
Good.
Yeah. I
Netflix exclusive though.
Yeah, it'll be a Netflix exclusive. Because like I think Netflix could buoy it in between just paying for the royalties and stuff like that, and like supporting it through there. But the thing is that, to be quite blunt, DreamWorks just okay. The best way I could put it is this: so DreamWorks, before they went 3D, made The Prince of Egypt and The Road to El Dorado. Okay, those 2 movies you kind of sort of knew they were cult classics in a way, but they were interesting, right?
Yeah, those were great.
Okay, it's debatable, but they were, at least you could kind of sort of know them. And then you had Shrek, right? But if you want to know just how bad their movies, like, not even bad, they were just like there. Okay, so they made like Ants. They made.
Ants is very controversial.
Oh yeah.
It's a controversial film. People either love it or they hate it, or they either love Ants or they love A Bug's Life. And I don't know. Are we going to have this conversation today?
No,
You want
no,
to
no.
fight me?
No. We're not having this conversation.
All right.
I'm just listening through it, okay?
Yeah,
So they
go for
did
it.
that. They
Rise of the
did,
Guardians.
Yeah.
yeah. What is it? Monsters and Aliens, and
The
then
Croods.
the crew. Did they do the Croods?
I think
Yes,
they.
it did.
Yeah.
See, like,
Yeah, it's the same guys that did How to Train Your Dragon, by the way. Oh, and they did Rise of the Guardians as well.
yeah, see, but like they're not memorable. If you want to know something, just how bad it is, think about it. In his prime, Will Smith did Shark Tales, and
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
see, but like like it's not like if you go through Pixar's movies, like it's like name dropping a movie. Like if you said, "Oh, did you go see Brave?" Everybody's like, "Yeah, I saw Brave." It's like, "Did you see Ants?" And it's just like, "What?" You know what I mean? And that's the saddest part. Like the truth is that DreamWorks has significant issues of making memorable movies.
Yeah.
Or
Pixar
at least
on
movies
the
that stand out.
what?
Or at least movies that stand
Stand
out.
out. Yeah, exactly. And I think in between not necessarily working to expand the audience or even expand their demographics a bit, they kind of hurt themselves. Like if you look at something like the what is it, like some of the video game movies and stuff like that, you would have
Yeah.
thought that at least they would have at least attacked one of them and then try to get them onto their production schedule, but they couldn't. And that, I mean, it could have worked out, but I don't know. I just pity the staff. The staff doesn't need to get those layoffs. For me personally, I'm hoping that maybe some recent Chinese multi-billion-dollar company will buy them and then create their own studio and start getting more animation out of them. You know, because it, I don't know. I just don't like when people lose jobs like that.
It
So
sucks. It really sucks.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Apparently, it's not totally, I guess, run into the ground. There are apparently some ways that they're saying they could get out of it, but I don't know enough about the financial workings of DreamWorks to be able to speak to that really.
Nah,
But I guess as long as they're still making movies, they can still come back.
that's true, but like
Yeah, in a perfect world.
but what you're asking for is them to pretty much do what Steve Jobs did, right? With Apple, where just like they took somebody comes in and then like somehow resurrects it with the next big thing. Which the only thing I can say is the next big thing is VR. Like, and that's the Oculus Rift, and I don't know how experimental they're even gonna get with that, you know?
But you don't think like another Shrek, for example, could bring them back?
That's the last thing they wanted should do.
No, I don't mean like literally another Shrek. I mean another movie.
Oh, another movie
Yeah.
of the same impact as Shrek.
But
Oh,
but,
great.
but
Dragons was for that.
yeah, that's the thing though, right? Like they have the IPs, like at least three IPs that they should be like, you know, that could get people into the theaters. But
But
it's
was How to
like,
Train Your Dragon? I mean, it was a great movie and all, but was it really as successful as Shrek? As
I
a
don't think it
franchise?
was. I
I
think
think
How to Train Your Dragon
yeah.
suffered a little bit in box office,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it kind of suffered a little bit, and then it took word of mouth to say, no, it's a good movie, go see it, type thing.
Yeah. I think with the layoffs even, I know that small studios are capable of doing amazing things. I mean, Studio Ghibli is proof of that, but they also take a lot of time and they really put a lot of work into their efforts, and I feel like DreamWorks would have to do a lot of things very quickly, like put more things out if they wanted to really rebound, and I just don't see how. I mean, they would have to be on the money quite
Oh,
a
yeah.
few times in a row with their franchises to rebound in that way. So I don't know.
yeah, that's. I mean, they like they were shopping for other people. Like SoftBank was
Yeah.
looking to buy them out. They didn't take it. They went to Hasbro, and Hasbro didn't take them.
Oof.
And yeah,
Which is
that
ironic when you think about it, because they actually published the first two Transformers movies.
Oh boy.
Because
Yeah.
if you watch the first two of them, they have the DreamWorks logo in them. The third one doesn't. Neither does the fourth one.
Wow.
So
yeah.
kind of confusing there.
Well, yeah, and
I-
if you look. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say that. I mean, if you think they had Shrek, which was years and years ago, I think that was back when I was in middle school, and then they have How to Train Your Dragon, which I would consider their next like biggest hit. That's a long time between those two IPs, and I think those are different teams behind them, and if
They are,
those,
yeah.
yeah, teams aren't, producing more work like that, like if you have stuff like the Croods in between there, I mean, it seems like I don't know, there's not enough thought, I guess, going into what they're putting out.
Yeah, I guess for me it's just a matter of it's just getting the talent, and it's
Yeah.
just hard. It
Yeah, it
is.
is rough.
Yeah, so I'm just hoping that they can all rebound.
Yeah,
That's
I
all I can
can't
do.
blame them. I mean, I love them and I want them to stay in business, but sad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll have to
Yeah.
see. But transitioning onto that, something that hopefully How You Train Your Dragon and DreamWorks can take home that is a little bit interesting, but is going on is the Annies. So like the Annies are pretty much like I want to say like the Oscar for animation, which it kind of is, but it's a lot less known throughout the whole entire it's not like the Golden Globes where everybody like knows about that on top of that. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, but it's pretty much a animation award show, and so they have a lot of different things nominated. I guess the most interesting one is for best animated feature, and so like they had Big Hero 6, Cheating, How to Train Your Dragon 2, Song and Sea, The Book of Life, Bach Trolls, Lego Movies, and The Tales of Princess Cayuga. So I know I kind of went through that fast, but who do you think is gonna pretty much come from that as the main winner?
Oh my God. This is
Who will or who should?
yeah.
I want to say it's a mix between either Dragon 2 or Lego Movie.
Yeah. I think what's
That's
gonna
in like Big Hero 6?
Well, okay, I'll be honest. It was a fun movie, but compared to what else we had this year, it wasn't as high a profile.
Mm.
yeah that's what I was about to say.
I'd even argue that Book of Life is better than it too.
I haven't seen Book of Life, so I can't speak to that, but I definitely I loved How to Train Your Dragon too, but I thought that Big Hero 6 really brought a lot more um, better comedy, better characterization, and more of my tears in the movie theater when I saw it 3 times. Anyway, but yeah, these are
Wait,
all really good
did you-
movies.
If you say you didn't cry during Dragon 2, you're lying.
I think I teared up a little bit, but not in the way
Yeah,
that I
that's
did
cool.
during Big Hero 6.
How did you? I don't understand you.
I know, I'm sorry. These are all amazing movies though, and it's gonna be a really I would hate to choose between them, and I'm glad that I don't have to do it.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I've heard exceptional things about the tale of Princess Kaguya.
Yeah.
If nothing else, from a visual standpoint,
Oh, definitely.
that is maybe what I want to see most on this list, just to see how they execute on that style.
Hmm.
I think for me, can we just hand them all awards? Just say, hey, look, you all won.
Yeah.
Just like you guys came out with it was interesting. I don't want to say like a strong like blown out year, but it was more of
Variety.
a lot
Yeah.
better variety, and a lot better like upstanding first head variety. I think if it were up to me, I honestly would have to say Lego Movie. I mean.
Mm.
It just does. Lego Movie just does everything right, and for being in the February, I think it was in February that it released
Yeah,
it.
I did.
And
Yeah.
That shattered expectations.
I even
Yeah.
forgot that it was this year that it came out because it feels like it was so long ago. But when I looked down this list and I was like, oh crap.
but
Everything.
that's because February is usually like I'm not in the movie business, but people have usually said that February is usually the burn off month where everybody drops stuff there because they're just hoping that they can get something off the books. But
Yeah.
man, I loved it. I had way too much fun on that movie, and especially for February, I had fun with that.
I
So
still think that even though the big plot twist in it was kind of you could kind of see it coming, the way they did it, the way they did all the kind of unravel things from there was kind of like, oh, okay, I see what's going on now.
yeah, yeah.
That was kind of what kind of made you go, ah, it's one of those movies. Okay, cool.
But you're right, there is a lot of really great variety in the best animated features list, and it just makes me really happy to see all these just excellent movies that I think they're all really qualified to be nominated for this award. So
Book of Life was a big surprise too. I mean, I
mhm.
thought yeah, it'd be kind of a good movie. It ended up being a bit more than I was expecting, which is nice. Like it ended up
Mhm.
having more of a cultural aspect than it makes on at first, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Hmm. What do you think about the best animated TV
Oh gosh.
categories?
Let's scroll down there.
Oh God.
Ah!
They
Oh
have
Um,
two different
God, oh
ones.
God, oh God.
For best what is it?
Okay.
Animated TV productions. You want to know what? I'll be flat out honest. I say Rick and Morty. Um, I like regular show. It should be up there. I'm surprised that Gravity Falls isn't up there. That's
Gravity Falls is
it
under
is
the
for
children's
best
audience
animated.
section.
Yeah, for children's
okay.
audience.
The children audience section. Okay, okay,
Yeah. Which
but
is
like,
another contentious category for
Yeah.
that section.
oh
Children's
yeah.
audience, there's Adventure Time, Gravity Falls, Legend of Korra, Over the Garden Wall, and Wander Over Yonder, which is the only one that I haven't heard of and heard of is amazing. So,
Yonder's okay. Over
yeah.
the Garden Wall, okay. Korra, I like Korra. I really would love to do it, but no, man. Gravity Falls. Like
Yeah.
it's like if Korra was okay, if Korra was not in the children's audience, was but more in like the broadcast production
Yeah.
general, I may be able to give it a throw. But nah.
Well, this
Go
kind of
ahead.
speaks to Korra's problems all the way through is that it's in the children's audience section, but it's much more of a teen show, but it's
It is
not
actually. 'Cause,
adult enough to be in
yeah.
the broadcast production section, like alongside
So
Archer. Like, that's not going to work.
it's funny. They have like preschool children, and then it just jumps to adults. There's no in between.
Yeah.
It's really odd.
Well, I
Think about
assume
it.
like they mean like G through PG-13.
Yeah, it's like
I would
Yeah.
say PG-13 is still.
G, PG, then R. There's no one PG-13 or anything. It just jumps right up.
Well, PG. I mean,
Which
R is the next
is
step
funny
up from
because
PG.
why is like because regular show is considered broadcast?
Apparently.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's-
it's very strange.
Like I would
Well, it's
almost
not
yeah,
just.
I would consider regular show probably wouldn't be quite that high up. It'd be like right in between, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, I think from a rating standpoint, putting Korra in children's audience makes sense, but from a content and I think,
Yeah,
Thematic.
that makes sense.
yeah, thematic standpoint, it doesn't really make sense.
That's fair.
I think, like you said, I think that's an interesting point. There is no teen category, and yet teens do watch animation. I think anime kind of speaks to that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that needs to be addressed. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But
Okay, best animated video game.
Oh,
Forza
boy.
Horizon 2. What's that doing there?
Well, maybe it just looks really good.
I don't get that. I mean, I'm trying to think here.
So,
What
like
came
when you
last
look at
year?
the other two, my assumption is that
Okay, why
you're led
is
to believe that when they say best
Valiant
animated
Hearts
video
there
game, like,
without
oh,
Rayman
this,
Legends?
I'm looking it up.
Why?
I'm okay. I'll
be.
be very blunt. At least this looks like a more legitimate list of the Game Awards. Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah. Although I will say that the winners for this year's Game Awards were way more fair than they've ever been, so that's a nice thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean they don't look bad, though. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably going to get those sooner rather than later. Except for Forza, I don't think I'm gonna get that. I'm an arcade racer, and Forza is, although arcadey, it's not arcade-ish enough.
Yeah. Well, my question is, why are there only 3 nominees for video game, and
Well,
like 5 or 6 for each?
Well, best
That's a
animated
good
video game.
question.
Okay, I guess
Isn't
there were
that-
only 3 for broadcast commercial. That's Hmm.
This is weird.
Yeah. I feel like there's certainly more. I mean, they might be indie games probably that have animation on par with Child of Light and Valiant Hearts, but I can't think of any right.
Well,
Hmm.
what's weird about that is like when you look at Valiant Hearts and Child of Light, like those are games that they're probably on there because their visuals they might not be like technically impressive, but they
Yeah.
have the aesthetic going on. And then suddenly Forza Horizon 2, technical
Yeah.
powerhouse.
What the hell are you doing there?
You
Which
know,
I
you're
bet you it's
right.
not. Yeah,
Sorry, go
I
on.
bet you like in terms of technical fidelity, it's not even the best looking game of the year.
Hmm.
I would not be surprised to hear that Forza Horizon 2 was not the best looking game of 2014.
I haven't played it, so I don't
I mean,
know.
like I'd say like for example, Guilty Gear Xrd
Yeah.
could go on
But
there.
of course, it's not going to be nominated because nobody knows about it.
Well, there's no
Uh,
anime on this list at all, except for
Yeah.
Tale of Princess Kaguya. So
yeah,
Oh, well, I
yeah.
mean,
But
Are these
that's
all American produced?
yeah. Except for
No,
Ubisoft,
this
but
Kagi is not. What am I talking about? That's
well, it
well,
says
the gen-
International Animated Film Society.
yeah.
yeah, and it seems like it skews more towards Americans. Hope, like I don't know. I just hope that like within the next 2 years, if it could get more broadcasting and appeal, that people they can start expanding its audience because I think there's really some great stuff out there. So,
Hmm.
but
I'm still stuck on the video game category. Sorry.
nah, I understand.
Do you have any
And
other like
Valiant
notable
Hearts and
suggestions
Child
for
of
it?
Light are both made with the same engine, if I'm not wrong. It's I'm forgetting what it's called right now, but
was the UB Art framework.
yeah, UBR, which makes sense for this award. But I'm sorry, it's Forza. Forza's fucking me up. Am I allowed to swear on this podcast?
I already did,
Yeah,
so.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. All right, I don't have any suggestions because I'm bad at coming up with names of things off the top of my head. But I'm
An
just gonna
understandable
sit here
shortcoming.
shaking my head, going, "Huh? How odd? Huh? That's my 2 cents."
Yeah.
But
Um,
well,
Who do you guys think is gonna win best best animated show?
oh,
or which category?
Yeah, or for the one with Archer and Bob's Burgers and Rick and
Oh.
Morty. And
I'm thinking Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Archer was okay, but it dropped some fans because of the way it went through the R. Bob Burgers is solid, but not necessarily all that. I mean, it's good, but it's not like stand out as it should be.
yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it just dark horsed its ways through. Um, I back to backspace, nah. Mike Tyson, that's too early. Regular show, yeah, it's good, but once again, I could only see it as a dark horse. As Simpsons, nah. Rick and Morty did like everything right the first season, in
Nice.
terms of being strong enough. I do recommend it, but the first 2 episodes are gonna take a little bit of an adjustment before you can get into it. So,
All right.
Kind of surprised Simpsons is still on there.
Me too.
the good thing is that it's just not anything from Seth MacFarlane. So,
Yes. Thank God.
not to get too meta, but as an aside, I remember who was it? Fox McCloud. She's a moderator on Polygon, and she was like,
Yeah.
"Imagine how bad your last movie had to take in order to get Ted 2 out," and I was just like, "Dang, that is so legit true." I mean, yeah, Family Guy has to. I hope Family Guy can wrap up with the next, like by 2020, and I hope the same thing. Yeah, because I mean, the best way to put it is this: Simpsons hasn't been thoroughly like quote unquote edgy, so it can be, so it can always like kind of adapt on. But like Family Guy's whole shtick has usually been like edgier,
Yeah.
more racy comedy, and it's like we know that trick now, and it's just
Yeah. It's
So
done. Set us free, Seth MacFarlane. Let us
Yeah.
go.
yeah. focus on getting Cosmos season 2 and spreading the word of science and like do other genres.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think overall I'm just glad that this year happened to be a lot stronger than I thought. You know.
Oh
That
yeah,
that's
that's definitely my takeaway too.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I didn't have a lot of expectations going into this year, but it seems like we pulled through with some great stuff.
yeah,
We'll see.
yeah. So I guess with that, Cabaltios, you want to say a couple of things?
Oh yeah, so I know you have a few other things to talk about, but this shouldn't take me too long. So um, this is some Pokemon related stuff. We finally got the release date for the dub of the 17th movie, so Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction, which comes out on DVD February. I think it's like 20th or something. Yeah, February 20th, I believe it is. And apparently Cartoon Network is going to be doing a marathon of that, the Mega Evolution Special 1, as well as finally giving us the Mega Evolution Special 2, which came out last year at some point in Japan, and as well as the unaired episode on X and Y involved that was originally banned in Japan, but then it eventually got broadcast, and now we're getting it too. So there's that. Also, in March, we're getting the third part of the Mega Evolution Special, which I believe focuses on Rayquaza. Since the last one, I don't remember too sure what it is focusing on, but it involves Steven in some way. So I think even Lysandre was featured in it, which is kind of weird. But so there's that.
Does Metagross have a meta?
Yes, he does, and it's a shiny one, as it turns out.
Hmm. Okay.
Also, from on the Pokemon TV's website, apparently they're doing these Mega Evolution shorts. So they're like a minute long, and they feature. They're going to do all of them for like all 13 of the Mega Evolutions we have right now for
Nice.
Mega Movie Alpha Sapphire, and it's to put one word, it's adorable because you have chibi versions of the two characters from the Mega Evolution specials, Marin and Alan, hosting it, and you have Marin kind of just explaining it, all of it, and it has like this kind of like the background and the book has like this crayon aesthetics. It looks really nice. I'll like it to you guys. I thought it was really cute.
That's really great. Yeah.
Hmm.
All
Nice,
right.
nice.
Are there fan subs for Pokemon?
Yes, they typically are.
Okay. So you could watch the second special if you wanted to.
Yes, but I watched it in English last time. I guess the English speaks English at this point. I could do it if I wanted to, but going back and forth is kind of pain at times.
Yeah.
If you watch in one language, you have to go back to watch the other ones. But yeah, so that's the stuff I learned.
I am so glad that Pokemon was not a fad like my parents told me it would be. I'm
Yes.
so impressed. They keep, bringing it year after year with games and everything, and it makes me really happy that it's still around
I
and
will
that it's
say
still so
that I had
popular.
for the anime wise, I had some massive doubts
Uh-huh.
during the Black and White saga because like they did so many mistakes and so many things that I was having a hard time of making myself watch it. It was so
Yeah.
bad. And X and Y just kind of brought it right back to where it should be. So I'm like,
Nice.
yes. I still have to
That's
actually finish off Black and White, mind you, but I'm hoping I can, but we'll see.
Let it go.
Yeah. So I don't know. For me, it's interesting that like I never got criticized as Pokemon being a fad. All my parents have all my parents have just kind of bought stuff and said, okay, go ahead and play it. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's good that it's not a fad. It is now a thing. So,
Yeah.
but
Cultural milestone.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I should
yeah.
also mention that for this movie, since the X and Y series uses the a remastered version of the original theme, it's also using a full version of that theme for the movie. Though it wasn't aired on Cartoon Network for some reason, so I'm kind of curious to know what's going on with that. But I'll link that as well because it's kind of neat
Mhm.
actually.
Cool.
And apparently the opening of it features one of the characters from the Mega Evolution special because apparently they are canon, which is
Okay.
kind of weird but neat.
Hey, Cobaltios.
Yeah.
Yeah, question for you. So
Sure.
the recent Pokemon anime and movies, they are in HD, right? Like X and Y, for example.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're thinking. Why aren't these on Blu-ray? I have no idea. No idea. Like, but the funny thing is, you can buy X and Y on iTunes in HD, 720p,
Right.
but you
Oh,
can't buy a Blu-ray of them
no,
at all.
there's a reason why, which I would go on to, but it would take way too long as a podcast. But long story short, it ends with this. Sony done screwed up by using Blu-ray as a format instead of HD DVD. And because of that, nobody wants to use Blu-ray anymore. Like, it's a dead format. It's
Are
more
you?
expensive.
What? Really?
I bought Gone Girl on Blu-ray.
Well,
It's
like
the only Blu-ray that I have.
the problem is that it's expensive to do, it's more expensive to authorize. It takes a lot more time. You usually have to bundle with the DVD anyway, and it's just cheaper to do the DVD in the first place. So everybody just pushes out the DVD first, and it's just easy to do that. Like Pokemon is a child's like content, so of course you're just gonna push out DVD because
Yeah.
it's child's content. You may get something like the occasional like regular show, which will be put on Blu-ray because Cartoon Network can afford that. But realistically, yeah, Blu-ray is a dead format, and Sony is reeling because of that. Because they decided to once again think that they know how to do formats, and they don't. Okay, I'm gonna stop myself there because yeah, there's strong feelings about that with me.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I agree, but we can move on.
I feel like I
Alright.
need to do more research.
Is I'll
yeah,
post the link in here too.
yeah. So anything else from anybody?
Thinking about how the first Blu-ray I bought was actually Advent Children Complete, and how I actually bought my laptop with that specific laptop because it had a Blu-ray player, and otherwise I would never be able to watch that movie.
Oh yeah, that's
Yep.
literally why I have my Toshiba, and then I broke, and then now
Yeah.
I'm on.
Well, now I have the
and-
PlayStation, so it's like a
Yeah,
non-issue.
same
but
here. PS3 plays Blu-ray.
This was a long time ago. Anyway, yes, we can move on from the Blu-ray.
Yeah. So I guess one final thing I would say is that what is it? So there's a new Disney princess coming out. She is of Hispanic origin now, and Disney's finally getting their act together on diversity and stuff. So
Cool.
that's yeah.
I think it's cool, but I'm also kind of down at the bottom of this article that you link from Cartoon Brew about Elena of Avalor. They're listing all these other princesses of various ethnicities, and they're all ones from Disney's feature films. And I think and this is Elena of Avalor is a show that will be geared toward children ages 2 through 7, and I think it's not the same thing. I'm really happy. And I hope that it is following a trend. I hope that they're taking kind of a leaf out of the Book of Life book. Well, good Lord, that was an awful sentence. Take a leaf out of the Book of Life. I hope that they're kind of looking at that and looking at other franchises, and they're going to push diversity forward. And I think it is important with younger children too. Like, it's not less important because little kids really need to see this kind of diversity, but it's also not the same thing as having a feature film. So.
Yeah. I just think that, like somebody said, they're going after Dora. That's exactly what they're going after. And I'm just like,
Oh yeah, Dora's. Oh god, how did I not forget that?
yeah.
Is Dora still a thing?
Yeah, Dora's still a thing. I think she
Dora
went
is
through-
immortal. Dora will never not be a thing.
Everlasting.
Well, that's because Okay, the thing about it is this. Okay, so Nickelodeon in the 90s had all their IPs, and then they did the stupid thing of aging them up, and then thinking that it would work, like Rugrats or other things like that.
Oh, yeah.
So they decided to not do that the second time around, and to say we're going to let you just pay your thing forever. That's why SpongeBob still exists. That's why Dora will still exist. That's why all their IPs or from the 2000 era that cannot be beaten will still exist.
Well,
And-
SpongeBob still exists because it's the only thing keeping Nickelodeon alive.
Well, yeah, like I said, it just
Sure.
yeah.
When do you think Elena and Dora will have a knife fight?
I would say 2017 when when enough of the demographic becomes out that it becomes a fight for people. So
All right.
yeah,
I
so
can't wait.
yeah, so put it on your calendar. 2017 knife fight between.
Gonna have to
Badass.
say knife fight.
But yeah, but I mean, I think I think that just about does it for us.
Yeah, we've talked. We've talked a lot. Some of
Yeah,
us are very hungry.
yeah, yeah, me too. But yeah. So with that being said, um, subscribe to us on iTunes. Subscribe to us on Stitcher. Get us at Twitter. You can find me at Twitter at Kyrie Elson. You can find Simone as Doom Quasar. You can also use the hashtag Plightcast so you can be able to find us. So you could do suggestions, comments, concerns. Rate us well on iTunes and on Stitcher. Give us 5 stars because yeah, we really need the accolades. And finally, drop us comments on the forum post when this comes up, and just talk about the episodes and stuff.
Oh, thank you
So,
guys for having me on.
Don't
yes.
forget
you
to
for coming.
donate. Don't
Wait.
forget to
Donate to our
Monty.
Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God. Okay? This seems to be happening. Okay. One person goes first.
I was just making a joke, a dumb joke.
Oh.
Now you've ruined it.
Oh,
My
Right.
bad.
All right. I
okay. Oh
I'll
God.
let you
No,
guys do
no.
the sign off since it's not my job.
Yeah. I was gonna do it. So this is Kyrie Elson signing off.
Kubaltios.
God damn it.
When's the
We
knife
need to
fight between
establish
you
like
guys?
an official order, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it alphabetical.
Oh God. See. Okay. Okay. We'll try this again. So, this is Kyrie Elson signing off.
Kubaltios.
I'm Solo.
And I'm Doom Quasar.
See you guys later.
Bye.
See
Bye.
ya.